Topping today's news, the government reacts to the U.S. attack on Venezuela and the capture of its president, Nicolas Maduro. The government here partners with China to carry out scores of cataract surgeries, and police investigating the death of 3 children over the course of the first 3 days of the year. Good evening, Bahamas. This is your JCN Evening News. I'm Jerino Saunders. Thank you so much for joining us. After the weekend's military action by the United States in Venezuela, which led to the capture of President Nicolas Maduro and his wife, the Bahamas' Ministry of Foreign Affairs is advising Bahamians not to travel to Venezuela. They have also expressed concern through diplomatic channels about a Bahamian national that is being unlawfully detained in prison in Venezuela. Following the incident that took place in the early morning hours on January 3rd, the Caribbean community, through CARICOM, said it is firmly committed to the fundamental principles of international law and multilateralism enshrined in the United Nations Charter, including sovereignty and territorial integrity of states and respect for human dignity. President Trump says the United States will run Venezuela until a democratic government is put in place. CARICOM reiterates its call for peaceful dialogue through diplomatic channels to ensure Venezuela's stability, good governance, democracy, and prosperity for the people of Venezuela. Meanwhile, back here in the Bahamas, in a statement released on Sunday, the Bahamian government says it supports CARICOM's position. Foreign Affairs Minister Fred Mitchell says the developments have raised serious concerns across the Caribbean and Latin America.
There's a history of this in our region and elsewhere by the United States. 1965, the Dominican Republic, 1983, Grenada, Panama, 1989, Iraq, 2003, Haiti, 2004. The U.S., under its last Secretary of State, John Kerry, had promised that these interventions were at an end in the hemisphere, but there is now a new doctrine. CARICOM issued a statement expressing its concern over these developments. The ministers of CELAC, which is the Community of Latin American States, met, and apart from the ritual condemnations, though, given the asymmetries of power, there does not appear to be much that can be done on a practical level. The Bahamas stands, however, on the principle of territorial integrity and self-determination.
Mr. Mitchell says for small states like the Bahamas, respect for international law, sovereignty, and territorial integrity remains essential as regional leaders continue to assess the implications of the United States' actions. Scores of Bahamians left in limbo after the Bahamas was forced to stop its cooperation with the Cuban medical program. They will now find relief through the Brightness Action initiative that was launched in April 2024. It is a health partnership between the Bahamas and China. The initiative provides free cataract surgery and vision care for Bahamians. The Minister of Health and Wellness, Dr. Michael Dovell, says the program that begins today will begin to deliver relief for scores of Bahamians in need of cataract surgeries to restore their sight.
The PHA, the Ministry of Health, in collaboration with the Chinese government, will be launching the Bright Action Project, which is a cataract project where we intend to do up to about 200 cataract surgeries here at the Princess Margaret Hospital. Well, a collaborative effort with the PHA, the Ministry of Health, the Chinese Embassy, and the Chinese government has brought us to where we are now as it relates to this cataract program. The collaborated effort is essential in order for us to have a smooth flow and to accomplish our mission of treating as much as 250 cataract surgeries in the next few weeks.
Dr. Dovell says high incidences of non-communicable diseases like diabetes and hypertension has contributed to the high number of cataracts, which is unfortunate because vision is essential for growth and development, he says. The surgeries will take place at the Princess Margaret Hospital, and Dr. Dovell says the country's main medical facility is well prepared.
As of the 4th of January 2026, all the operating theaters here at the Princess Margaret Hospital are functional. This is absolutely essential because as we do these cataract surgeries, we must ensure that the normal flow of surgical procedures continue at the Princess Margaret Hospital, and that is happening as we speak. And so when we start the procedures on the 5th of January 2026, the Bahamian people can rest assured that while we're doing the cataract procedures, any emergency surgical procedures will be able to be accommodated, as well as elective surgeries in collaboration with the private sector. This is a very important initiative. And once again, we'd like to thank the Chinese government, who has collaborated with the Ministry of Health and Wellness and the Public Hospitals Authority to make this gift of vision an essential part of the Bahamian society.
As for the Cuban medical program, the government continues to work out details to ensure that Cuban medical professionals engaged in the Bahamas are not being exploited. The Consumer Protection Commission says it recovered more than $200,000 for consumers last year, achieving a recovery rate of 55% in total. The CPC handled 271 consumer complaints. Of these, 191 cases were successfully resolved. A further 35 cases remain open. 19 were referred for external action. 26 matters were addressed through consumer advice and guidance, ensuring early intervention and information decision-making for consumers. Executive Chairman of the Commission, Randy Rowe, said the results show that consumers are more informed, more confident, and more willing to come forward. He said in 2026, the CPC will focus on strengthening its investigative resources. And finally, in this segment, police are investigating the deaths of 3 small children who died in separate incidents over the first 3 days of the year. The first incident happened on New Year's Day in Pinewood Gardens. Police said a 7-year-old girl became unresponsive or unconscious after reportedly eating some food products at her home. That was around 6 p.m. on New Year's Day. She was taken to hospital where she was pronounced dead. The second incident happened on January 3rd on the island of Eleuthera. Police said a 10-year-old boy was at a park in the Blackwood community playing with other children around 4 p.m. when he collapsed. EMS responded, but the boy was later pronounced dead. Police said the boy had a history of similar episodes, but was not suffering from any illness at that time. The final incident happened on New Providence on Saturday. Sometime around 3 a.m., 2 children, ages 3 and 4 years old, reportedly became ill while at home at a Nassau Village residence. Both children were transported to the hospital by their mother in a private vehicle. Despite medical intervention, the 3-year-old child died. An autopsy will be conducted to determine the exact cause of death in each of these matters. You're watching JCN TV News. We'll take a break here. We'll be right back following these commercials.